moving into right now into the first part of identifying on how to read the market. I'm going to try to be brief as we're going to be creating a separate mini course about this technique. And in order for me to do that, I'm going to bring in a brand new chart. All right, guys, we're back, and I just choose here the British pound chart and nothing else, nothing more than plain and simple chart. Okay, it's basically what it is. I'm going to go back in time a little bit. This is what you should do. We go back in time, and the first thing that I want you to do is identify the following. Now, be prepared of understanding and clear it out your mind. Just hit your nose, press the front of your nose to hit reset on your mind, so that way you don't get confused of the simplicity and the power of what you're going to be learning right now. Now, once again, this is a rough idea because I want you to go ahead and apply it on different markets. All right, but what we're going to be doing today is identifying where are precisely the best opportunities that lies within the British pound on a single and every day. So we're going to go back. Let me see. Hold on. This is the beginning of it. So let's just go. Each is this is like a trading session. So let's go about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's a weekend. 14, 15. I'm going to start out with here about 19. All right, so basically what I want you to do is start going and very simple. All right, very simple. We're going to get started with this bottom part right there. I'm sorry, that's going to be this guy right there. And then what we're going to be doing is start identifying the patterns of the lowest low and the highest high. Lowest low, highest high, lowest low, highest high, so on and so forth. But what I want you to do is identify, to make it easier, once again, the highest point of the session, which is between these two session bars right there, and the lowest point. And we are going to mark it up. I'm just going to do like a few so we don't get bored with this. All right. And let me do that one more in here. And let me go ahead and do another one in here, just for visual representation for you. Okay, I think that's it. Now take a look at this. The next thing that I want you to do is just bring out your notepad, okay? Or just jot down anything that you can write anything on. Very simple. And bring it on. All right, here, this is the one that we have. All right, so what I'm going to start doing though is I'm going to check in here and I'm going to start noticing the time where that happens. You see this is GMT time, so that's 11, and the top bar right here, that's 17. Okay, so it's very simple. You click 17, 11. All right, then let's just check where the highest high happened here. That's 13. And that's 17 again, and over here we got 11. You see, as the bottom. I'm going to count that as well. So here we go. Do we see some pattern here of this bottom formation happening? Yep, that's going to be 11 again. The high was at 13. I'm going to plot that in there just in case. And let's see the bottom part here. Oh, 17 again. Oh, what a coincidence. All right, so let's just move on to the next one. That's going to be 2 o'clock. 2. And let's see where this bottom formation happened right there. That's 15. I'm going to jot down everything where I see some swings, valid swings to my eyes, very appealing to my eyes. I see the top formation happening in here, and take a look at that. 11. Once again, another top swing happening at 11. And the final formation right there at 17. Isn't that a coincidence? Wow. 17. That's pretty cool. All right, let's move on to a few more. All right, just start off with what we have in front of us. This 4 days. Bring it over here and just start. Let's see. Give me a second. All right, here we go. So we got, let's see, this top swing is right there. That's well, this is a bar making a high and a low, but I'm going to jot it down as it is important. That's 10. And he ended up at 15. Oh, we got a 15 right here. 15. And pretty much sideways. Pretty much sideways. That I don't mean, well, I'll count the last one right there, and that's going to be 19. Just in case. All right, so let's see. The top formation here happened pretty much anywhere around this area. All right, since I'm just trying to look for the, where actually the top formation happened, we got multiple. I'm going to jot down 8 o'clock. Why? Because it's the opening of the market, right? And it has the same top formation. And I need to get started what I think it's the most important thing for me. It's 8 o'clock. Let's see where the bottom formation happened here. 15. Do we have 15 here? We do have a 15 here. Let's see where the high happened. Anybody guessed that it was 17? Absolutely. It was 17 right here. Pretty neat. Let's see what happened the next day. Multiple top formation anywhere from 5 o'clock and 6. All right, so I'm going to jot down the 6 right here. And I notice here that there is a tendency that from anywhere from 2 o'clock all the way to 6 o'clock or 8, there is a tendency of a flat out formation happening. You see how the thought process goes? I'm starting to see that every time that I see anywhere from 2 o'clock, 3, 4, 5, or before the opening of the European session, kind of a top formation or a sideways situation is happening, just because going to the next, to the movement right there. So let's see where the bottom formation before this area start doing the retracement. That was what? A 10. Do we have a 10? Yes, we do. Next, the end of the retracement happened as, long and behold, with 13. Do we have a 13? Yes, we do have a 13. And the bottom formation, anybody guessed? Right there, 15. Do we have a long and behold 15? Definitely. And the top retracement right here happened at 18. Oh, pretty close, but it was an 18. So that's a new one. All right, so let's just see. We can just find about, just for the fun of it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's choose the last 4, and we're done. All right, let me just do this. Let's see, the bottom happened here at 9. Do we have a 9 anywhere? Nope. Just write it down. 9 o'clock. The swing high happened at 11. Do we have an 11? Nope. Just write it down. Let's see, anywhere in here. They made a bottom formation in here. That was 12. But it's kind of the same bar. I'm going to count 12 in here. And now we got the swing high at 15. Do we have a 15? Yes, we do. All right. So the pullback ended up at 16. Do we have a 16? 16. And the end of the top formation, as you guessed it, the 17. All right. I think you know what I'm going with all this. One more time. Let's just say the opening happened here. So the top formation happened anywhere from 6, 7, 8. Remember? So we got an 8. We got a 6. Because remember, it is a top formation right there. So I'm going to have fun with this by just writing all of them. So the end of the swing happened, the pivot at 10. Do we have a 10? Yes, we do. Pullback ended at what? 13. All right, so we do have a 13. And the final bottom formation, 17. Isn't the 17 a powerful guy or what? So I'm not going to count this guy. And the last two are these guys right here. I'm going to leave it like that. Bottom at 3. Do we have a 3? Do we have the top at 11? Yeah, we have an 11 right here. Okay. And the swing low happened here at 18. We have an 18. There you go. And the last guy right here. This swing low happened at 3. We got a 3. Swing high 9. There's a 9. Swing low, 10. There's a 10. Swing high right here, 12. There's only one here, so there's another 12. Swing low, 14. So that's a new one. And the final movement happened right at 16. And I believe we had one right there. All right, so that's basically it so far. All right, let me do this one more here. 10. And it finished at 17 once again. All right, guys. Now here's for the fun part. Here's the overall tendency of expectancy of the market from, I don't know, 10, 20 days or 2 weeks. And this is GMT time. We're like 5 hours difference. So this is 5 hours of difference. It means that this is at noon. All right. So how is it that this translates for me? Okay, let me just jot this down here, this separate. And I notice that 12 noon, it's one of the most top formation, either the high or the low of the day has happened. Then it's at 15, right? That's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, that's at 10 a.m. EST, right? For the benefit of those at New York. And also at 10, which is 5 o'clock a.m. 5 a.m. EST, something like that. I'm just trying to convert this. And then we have the next run that are anywhere from 11, 13, and 12. Oh, hold on. There's 2 11s here that I forgot. My mistake. Oops. All right. So these are the next rounded up. All right. That's 6 a.m. EST. All right, so on and so forth. Now, the way that I would like to work this out is as follows. I'm going to delete this, guys, right there. I'm going to enter, paste, and this is basically the important numbers or the important hours, GMT time, that I'm going to be looking for me to identify the top reversals and the formations of the British pound. How can we use this? Well, the first things first, I know for a fact that the market of the British pound will always end at 12 noon. And here's the result of explaining to you the idea that I explained to you yesterday. Now, these are facts. I explained to you a few things yesterday, and now are the facts on the charts. Meaning that the U.S. session, unfortunately, always brings the worst time for us to trade because because basically most of the volume of the currency market, it's completely gone when the European session closes. So it's only about the movements of the US session that happens, and it usually ends up running after the 10 a.m., 8:30 a.m. reports that push the market for the last time, and then ends up right at the close of the European session, cutting the fuel of the trend in those markets. In this case, this is the British pound, all right, GBP, USD, all right. This is what we're talking about, all right. The British pound USD has the highest movement of the beginning and end anywhere, all right. Let me copy, delete. From GMT time, from 17, all right, and it starts, what's the earliest that it starts? It starts at 10, which is from 5 a.m., okay, guys? Here's how it translates. From 5 a.m. GMT time to 12 noon, it's where you should be concentrating your efforts in participating into the market, where most of it, right, most of the end of the swings happens right at the 12 noon. Why? Because it's the end of the session. It starts at 5 a.m. and obviously it ends at 12 noon. So right at 12 noon, we're done. So meaning, and the results of me suggesting to you, don't even bother trading the currency market, at least on the bridge pound, after 12 noon in the New York time session. Make sense? So if you've been lingering into the markets trying to find some opportunities after 12 noon, and then now you're wondering why you're not making that much money, here's your answer. Why? Because you're trading where there's no volume at all whatsoever. It was just a matter of sitting down, taking a cup of coffee or your favorite beverage, and sit down and jot down the movements of the market, that it will provide you the most important idea of the swings and the points. Now let's just have fun with it. So having said that, now that we have this information on our hand, we know that the beginning of the movement happens between 10 a.m., right? 10 GMT time, 10. We're going to have swings 5 hours after, no, probably one hour after. So since these two guys are closest to each other, this is how I'm just giving you my whole spectrum of analysis here. Let me show it to you. All right, so I need to cut this off. So these two guys, this is how I round it up. These two guys has about 1 hour of difference, so I'm going to count these two as the same area, meaning that a top or a swing high or swing low will happen over here, anywhere from 10 to 11. That's a swing high or swing low. Okay, so that's we're talking about anywhere from 5 to 6 a.m. right? 5 to 6 a.m. This is where most of the movement will start. It's trend, it's move, it's opportunity, the entry of the pivot step. This is where most likely will start for the bridge mount. All right. After that, we're probably gonna see a swing. Oh man, I'm just giving everything away here. Am I? Yep, I think I am. Doesn't matter. So here's my thought process. Let me move this guy right now to the end, because I'm just giving you, this looks like a special secret Da Vinci Code, right? Or something like that. Actually, I should call something like the secret Da Vinci Code trading for bridge fund, whatever. Anyway, the point is, anywhere from 10 to 11 GMT time, we're going to start seeing the opportunity happen right there, making a bottom formation or a top formation, whatever that means, a pivot, so to speak. Right at 13, we're probably going to expect some reversal point or a retracement. Nice. Then it will continue or end at 15 a.m. or right, or 3 o'clock GMT time. But the end of the move will happen in this case. So if I will give this a thought process, in terms of a bullish tendency, I'm guessing, I'm just trying to come up with an idea. I might say that the market will have a straight up move from 10 a.m. all the way to 17, making swings anywhere from 13 to 15. Wow, this sounds good. Let's see if that's true. So let's see, we got 10 a.m. to 11. So let's see where this happens in here. Long and behold, 10 a.m. the market made a swing. All right, so it means that it's doing a pivot. So if it's coming from an upward to a downtrend, it's probably going to do a pivot down, and it did. Here's a breakup. Cool, the market came up there. So based on this information, it's telling me that at 13, I should expect some retracement. If it doesn't happen there, it's going to happen at 15. Let's see. So 13, it's right here. Oh, there you go. Here's a high, and the market retraces right there. This is a 1 hour chart, so we probably don't see it, but I'm pretty sure. Wow, this is neat. If I do this, and then I change to 15-minute, let me see where's that. Oh, there it is. All right, let's just check this out. So at 10 a.m., right? The bottom formation happened here. So anywhere from 13 is right there. A swing is going to happen, and it happens in here. Okay, 13. And it should end anywhere from 15. Remember, now this is a 50-minute chart. I was analyzing on the 1-hour chart. Then you do the same process again to be pinpointing those pivot highs and lows time frames specifically. But I'll leave you to that. I'm not going to do everything for you. All right, so I'm expecting, okay, the market, it's made it a 10, the pivot low. Here's a pivot, and I enter. I know for a fact that the market will end its run right at 12 noon. The question would be that if the market is right here, what time is it? 11:45, 12. Well, I'm pretty sure that at 13 they're going to do probably a pullback. So I'll wait until 13. And 13 is around in here. So let's just wait for that pullback. The pullback came back here. So I know that the market will probably resume its trend at 15. Let's see if that's true. Let me zoom this. 15, where is it? 15 is right here, and the market indeed start resuming at 15, and it will die out or make the final or top formation anywhere around 17, and 17 will translate to the top right here. Meaning that if I went along here, the market provided me about 30 points if I knew how to trade this correctly by just using pivot step techniques and moving averages and all that stuff, goody old stuff that we provide to you. Now I thought and I hope that you've seen the market completely differently in a way that I just gave you one of the most regarded secrets based on pure price action, just by sitting down and understanding how to read the freaking charts. Why? Because people are, here's the thing, there's a lot of ebooks, courses, and there's some good ones about trading, and obviously you got this jargon full blown of indicators, stochastic, RSI, CZI, you name it. You want to have all that? That's perfectly. But I just taught you how to use a very simple price action activity and using the most powerful thing that you have ever had, and God gave that to us, which is our sight, our eyes, and understand to identify the most relevant, important swing highs and swing lows and start jotting those downs, okay? Jotting those downs into the market so we can just identify and understand how the market reacts. It's up to you to sit down and study it. I cannot tell it to you because the thing is, I just taught you and we give you a lot of information, which is the reversal points and synergy zone. Now let me add something to you. I don't have it right now, I don't think so, but just to give you a rough idea, let me see if we can just have, let me just give you an idea. Let's just say this was a synergy zone. We were expecting the market to pull all the way back in there. Got it? So I'm just opening up things for you right here because you're going to be blown away. So I just gave you the synergy zone, which is the highest probable reversal point. And once again, I just made this up. This is not exact. I'm just putting this in there. And let's just say that the market start pulling back up in here. We're on a 30-minute chart. And then 8 o'clock came along, 8 o'clock, and we say, do we have some sort of a movement at 8 o'clock? And in this case, we know that a pivot high or low always happen between 11 and 10 at GMT time. So that means that 8 o'clock happens right here, and the market start pulling back up, all right? And then the market just went down. And you might be inclined to say, I lost the opportunity to enter this market. Well, the truth of the matter is now you don't, because you understand that right around anywhere from 10, bring this over here, anywhere from 10 to 11, a pivot, right, might happen to continue towards the end, towards the direction where the market is going. Meaning that if you see that the market, and we were expecting what? Based on the assumption of the synergy zone pullback to continue down. So we're expecting a downward move into the bridge bound. If that happens, I know that the downward move is probably going to end at 17 GMT time. That I know. It's probably going to end around that level, around that time. So anywhere, you know that we have the pivot step. That's the reason I explained to you. If you have some pivot step formation, right, retracement, blah, 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 on the at 8 o'clock, you take it because we are entering before this pivots right here. As a reason, we use it, and I suggest you to start analyzing and preparing yourself before 8 o'clock, because sometimes the market pulls back, and this 10 and 11 pivot high will usually happen within the zone. And if it doesn't, let's say that you missed it, once again, here's the pivot. This pivot low, and then on this pivot high at what time? 11. Is it 11 an important swing high or swing low that we understand is going to happen? Yes. In which direction? To the downside. Well, in this case, you will say, well, I don't find anything in here. Let me just shut down and see if we can find something at 15-minute chart. Here's a 15-minute chart. All right. So let's see, right at 8 o'clock, and I see like 2 pivots in there. And definitely I can do something like that. Isn't this an entry? Absolutely. And if you were considering at all thinking about the targets, because one thing is going to happen, either the target are going to be reached or being cut off. By what? In this case, by time. Why? Because we know that the downward move will most likely end at 17. And if we enter anywhere from 10 to 11, we know for a fact that we're going to have a swing at 13 and a swing at 15. So we can expect that. Let's see that, and let's see if that's true. The market move, and at 13, long and behold, 13 started a pullback. It is 15, and it's still on a pullback. And right at 17, the market just swing high, right there, and it stopped. So that still provided you with about, I don't know, 11 to 15 points right there. And the market just continued down, and then proved to provide about 70 something points additional. All right. So in this case, so now the cool thing about it is that since you know where the swings are going to happen, all right, it doesn't matter for you to translate this into the charts and just embed those numbers and just memorize them. Finalizing with this training, that's the reason why I've been suggesting every single one of my students that I take on my one-on-one mentoring, high-level mentoring program. If you're going to learn how to predict the market accordingly, you have to choose the market you're going to become an expert at. And this is the reason why, because you need to dissect and understand the characteristics of it, because every single market has in his own character, and we need to understand it, understand how the market reacts, so we can just deploy our analysis and our knowledge on trading on top of what they usually do, so we don't piss them off, and they allow us to dance with them, and in other words, be able to profit with them. As don't wrestle them, just dance with them. So that's basically, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed doing it for you. And if this has proved to be value, the only thing that I will ask for you in return, if not, I'm not going to do any more, honestly, is just send us a testimonial that this information, it's valuable enough for you to start to put into work on any market, and it will definitely improve your trading. I believe that only this information that I just taught you right now will change the way that you trade forever if you take it from heart, and most importantly, put it to work immediately. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next forecast.